Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. It's Jacoby. How's everyone doing today? Great. Okay, good. So in today's video, I'm gonna tell you guys how you can jump higher in volleyball. So I get a lot of questions and comments and concerns about Jacoby, like how can I jump higher? Now, there are cases where some people are just naturally gifted at jumping high, and that is okay, but do you need to be naturally gifted to jump high? No, you can build your way up to that, so I'm gonna tell you how. So first and foremost, you need to be lifting weights. Now, of course, if you're like 12, 13, even 14, or younger, I would not worry about trying to jump higher because you're still forming and you still have plenty of time to be taller, shorter, or whatever it is. So I would not worry about that. But if you're maybe like 15, you're about maybe a freshman in high school, something like that, that's when you really want to start lifting weights and getting into strength training. In my experience, strength training really changed the way that I played volleyball. I started really seriously strength training my freshman year of college, and obviously I wish I had this information before I went to college, but it is what it is. When I got to college, I really started lifting heavy, squatting and doing stuff, and I noticed that I was getting higher off the ground, and I was like, like this is crazy. But when I went to my Division I school and I started working with a trainer that was dedicated for the volleyball team, that's when I really saw all the gains. I was very strong and I was very healthy because we were working out pretty much 5-6 times a week, and we were really focusing on what would make you jump higher, move faster, and be more explosive. So for example, we really focused on obviously our leg strength. Your leg strength is a huge part of jumping higher, so that means that we did a lot of squats, a lot of calf raises, because these little muscles right here also help you jump a lot higher. We also worked on hamstring strength and quads, like just full leg. Also, I say this all the time, but strength training is just a great way to prevent injury. No one wants to be injured. You want to be as strong as you can so your body can absorb that shock instead of getting injured. Now, if you're wondering what exercises that I saw the most progress from, it would be RDLs, which are Romanian deadlifts, which target your hamstrings, and squats. Those really helped my vertical increase like a lot. And also, if you think about it, those motions you use in volleyball, like this squat form is very similar to this approach jump. They kind of go hand in hand. We also focus on arm strength and just being super explosive, so that means that we did a lot of sprints, running, stuff like that, because this motion right here is going to propel you upwards when you're hitting. So that does play a factor in how high you jump, because I will jump higher if I take a full load and propel myself up with my arms and use my full body rather than just approaching and just putting my hands up like that. Like, that's not exactly conducive to jumping higher. But if you propel yourself up, use all your body, that's how you're gonna really get off the ground. Another way that I saw my vertical increase was really just practice. So I saw that over time, from probably my 15th year to maybe my, obviously the end of my career, my vertical kept increasing pretty much every season. And that was obviously thanks to strength training, but that was also thanks to me practicing my approach jump over and over again. Like, that jumping motion, you playing volleyball is a workout in itself, okay? Because volleyball is very tiring, okay? So doing those motions repeatedly will increase your vertical over time. Now let's talk about plyometrics. You probably see a lot of that on YouTube. If you just Google how to jump higher, you'll see a lot of people doing a lot of plyometric work. This is obviously very important when it comes to increasing your vertical because it is proven that it works. So my favorite plyometric move is box jumps. Those are so much fun. So I like to have a nice sturdy wooden box. I would do this at a commercial gym or a volleyball gym, whatever it is. They have a box somewhere somehow. So box jumps, let's pretend there's a box right here, is when you're standing still, you're loading up, and you're jumping up onto a platform and landing safely with your knees bent. Those are great for volleyball. You know why? Because guess what? You're doing that motion over and over again in your approach. And also, you want to practice landing softly on your knees because you don't want to injure yourself, once again, because landing like this on one leg, this leg, or just kind of awkward is not good for your knees, and then you'll be prone to maybe an ACL tear, which you do not want. MCL, all that good stuff. So we want to avoid that as much as possible. Another great tip I have is to develop your core. Core muscles are so important in literally all aspects of life, but especially volleyball, because that's how you keep your stability. That's also where some of your strength comes from. So a great ab workout that I like to do that also I feel increase my vertical is mountain climbers. So they're kind of fun. I mean, they can be fun if you don't really think about that you're exercising, but they're fun. And it's a crisscross motion, and it works on your obliques. All that is just going to power your jump. Now I'm going to show you a few exercises that you can do at home that will increase your vertical. Now, I will will say that you will want to be lifting heavy weights, but obviously not everyone has access to a gym, and these exercises are great for muscle activation, stretching, etc., but the real work comes in the gym. So the first exercise that I used a lot when I was just sitting around at home and I was like really just looking for a way to increase my vertical anyhow, is I would grab a chair or anything you can balance on, and I would just do straight up calf raises, and I would do like 100, 150, 200 calf raises a day, just because I think these are just great for your short twitch muscles in your calves, and it just practices getting quick off the ground. So this is a great little activation exercise to do while you're just at home chilling. And obviously if you need a break, take one. The next exercise I would do is just body weight squats. Once again, just to feel the stretch in my glutes / hamstrings / quads, because squats are just great for everything. They pretty much target all like the muscle groups in your legs. It's just a great complete movement. So I like to have my ball and I hold it down, tap it on the ground, and back up. I do all of these basically till failure, and that means that I just can't do anymore and I need to take a break. Also, in my experience, I noticed that single leg work really helped my vertical. So that means just doing one-legged things. So if I was doing RDLs, one leg RDLs, right? Or Bulgarian split squats. Woo, those are painful, those are tiring, but oh my gosh, do they work. They build so much muscle and they did wonders. Okay, during volleyball season, okay? So the single leg movement that I like to do at home is just lunges. So we're gonna step forward, lunge, and back. I just love doing single leg work. I think it's just a great accessory movement and I love them. So just alternate legs. And once again, just keep going until you can't go anymore. And then just take a break if you need one. Ooh, yeah, that feels good. And after I would do my leg work at home, and I also would just Google any good lower leg exercises that you can find on the internet. YouTube has some great ones. I would also incorporate yoga, because once again, being flexible is so important when you're a volleyball player, because sometimes it just helps you reach balls that you usually could not get if you weren't flexible, you know what I mean? So I think it's just a great option. But anyhow, we're gonna do some abs, and I always just did 100 abs a day. I always did 100 to 150. It didn't matter what ab movement I chose, just one I liked the most, right? Because I could get through it easier. So we're just, and I usually don't do crunches. If I did, it would be weighted. So I'll probably do like Russian twists. Those are really good. I love doing Russian twists. I just thought they were a great ab workout and they really target your obliques, which is what I was really focusing on, because I feel like at volleyball practice, we did a lot of crunches. So I wanted to switch things up at home. So just do your nice little Russian twist, and you can even grab your ball and touch it on each side just to make it more interesting. But yeah, and I stay as upright as possible. My toes are not touching the ground. My knees are, you know, at a nice little angle, and keep going. Also, no one talks about how that's like a great stretch for your back. My last pro tip is just to make sure that you're stretching at home. This kind of goes in with the whole yoga thing, but y'all, stretching is so important because you want your muscles to recover. And I feel like when your muscles are recovered, you're loose, that's when you jump higher. Because I notice when my muscles are fatigued, I'm not gonna get off the ground very high because I'm tired. My legs feel like dead, you know. No one likes that feeling. So doing as much as you can at home to recover is very important. That's it for today's video, you guys. I really hope you liked it. Thank you guys so much for 9,000 subscribers. That's crazy. Also, I hit 1 million views on my channel like in this lifetime. What? That is crazy. That is so crazy. But I just want to thank you guys so much for being here. I really appreciate you, and if you have watched this video to the end, thank you so much. It means really a lot to me, and I'll see y'all in my next one. Bye.